Oh, hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It's Harry from Spurs TV. Back on the preview show with my co-host Harry Scarf. Harry, how you doing?
Very good, thank you. Non-Spurs related, if you like, 4 defeats in a row, but looking forward to getting into it. Burnley this weekend, can we put it right? Well, we'll be discussing that.
Okay, a bit up to the chat. So, guys, I accidentally put someone's Twitter in the thing, but this is our new guest joining us, Paulie. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, do you want to say a bit about yourself at all? Because I think you've only been on this channel like once before.
So the last time I was on this channel, we were on with TJ, and that was like December 8th, I think, right before the Man City game.
Oh, wow.
And I told you we were going to score 3 goals in that game, and you told me I was crazy. And we did that exactly. What was it? I think that game was 3-3, right?
3-3, yeah.
Yeah, right.
That was a sick-ass game. And I think I was weighing like maybe 280 pounds then, and I'm weighing at a slim 205. I've been putting in nothing but work. Took a social media hiatus. But the moment I started doing good in life, Tottenham started shitting. So
we conceded more goals, but you lost more weight.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully we can get it together soon.
To be fair, I'm on that vibe as well, you know. I don't really go much in December, but I've been going in the gym a lot since January, like even more really. You know. Is your AirPods? Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of feedback.
Yeah.
Do you want me to switch?
Okay. I think it's better now. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to talk about the Liverpool game briefly. Harry, before I say anything, your thoughts on Liverpool?
Bad. I think that, when we were 4-0 down, we were being battered, and the lay started, and it felt like we could go 5 or 6 down. In that first half, I thought we done well to keep it at a reasonable score, because the game could have been really over at half time, although I think a lot of the damage was done. But in the second half, we had an opportunity to still come back in the game, and we didn't. But I think the end shows that the players do care. The fight is there, the heart is there. But ultimately, I think that we were set up in the wrong way, and Liverpool's quality just shone through in the end, which is a real shame, because Liverpool with not much to play for, it felt like an opportunity, a rare opportunity to go to Anfield and get the result we wanted. Because I think on the back of 3 defeats, you have to go to Anfield and get something. You can't lose 4 games in a row with a club like Tottenham, so it isn't good. But we show fight towards the end. On another day, perhaps the penalty decision goes our way, which is sometimes given, sometimes not. And it could have been interesting towards the end, but overall we weren't good enough. We're beaten by the better team, and we move on to Burnley tomorrow.
But don't you think it's worrying that, I'll give a statistic for you, I'm sure a lot of people heard this already, but 4 defeats in a row since 2004.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play devil's advocate here, because I wouldn't agree with this. But do you think it's more to do with the fixtures congestion itself? Because obviously the Chelsea game was moved. Or do you think it's like momentum?
I hate blaming fixture congestion, right? We all want to be playing in Europe. We have to cope with that.
No, I mean, as in how the fixtures fell. That's probably not the right word.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but do you know what I mean? We're going to have to get used to it. You can't go, we lost because it's fixture congestion. Every big team needs to adapt to playing, twice a week, and that's what we've experienced. And if you listen to Ange, he thinks we're better. It's why he wants Europe to play twice a week, open players up to more challenges. Let's be honest with you. We played Arsenal. We haven't played for goodness knows how long. Nearly, I think it's 14, 15 days. And we looked awful. And then we play 2 games in 4 days, and we look as bad. So I don't think it makes any difference. I think the games weren't easy, of course, but I think the lineup, and partly obviously players we had out, didn't help. But the way we're set up and the quality of the opposition together, we're just poor. But let's be honest with you, these fixtures fall at the start of the season. Then I don't think we're talking about 4 defeats. So it also is our form, as well as how good the opposition's doing. I mean, Newcastle, okay, you go to St James's Park, you lose, even though they're not doing great, but 4-0 is a push. I'm more concerned about the quantity, the amount of goals that we're conceding. And ultimately, we're not scoring them, and we're getting more players that we found out. Obviously, we're getting to Richarlison now, Werner now out, really without a number 9. Son's struggling at the moment for form. Johnson, dips in and out of form. We're really struggling to score goals. So for me, we have to tighten up defensively to give ourselves a chance. You can't, if you go to St James's Park and Anfield and concede 4 goals, you're just not getting anything. It's as simple as that. Nobody goes to Anfield and scores 5 goals. It just won't happen. Even Liverpool at their worst. So you don't give yourself a chance. Brighton concede 4 goals. Arsenal, you see 3 goals. You just don't give yourself a chance when you concede.
Fulham, is it 3 at Fulham?
Fulham 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit different. Them you go, maybe they'll goes defensively, but you have to give yourself a chance in games, and we just don't do that. And that ultimately lies the problem for me.
Do you think there's a case then? And this is something I've always advocated since I've been watching football since like the 90s and 2000s, that he should have gone to Anfield and not going to use the term part of the bus, but as in like to try and stem the amount of goals we're conceding, to kind of not make the defenders when the team lose the confidence, because we just keep conceding goals like left.
Yeah, well, common sense tells you that Liverpool are good going forward, but not very good defensively, and also it will tell you that in recent weeks Liverpool struggled in both boxes, and they've struggled against teams that have sat back, got the first goal. Look at Crystal Palace. I know they're thriving under Glasner, but they're Anfield, defend. They get the goal through Mateta on the counter. They sit and Liverpool just don't know what to do and they panic. And that's when mistakes happen. So personally, yes, I think it's quite a scary thought of having Son's pace, Johnson's pace, or Werner, if he was available on the counter-attack. I think whatever you think of those players, they could be quick, they can cause problems on counter-attacks, not necessarily for breaking teams down, but quick moves. Kulusevski, not quick, but holds the ball up and is clever in those situations. Sounds crazy to say that Kulusevski is a better counter-attacking player, because you think of counter-attacking, you think quick.
I think under
Conte,
he's not that. Where he played was kind of the first player in the transition of the attack.
But he holds up the ball well, and his pass is always good.
I think the reason why he did so well under Conte was he also had a bit more room, and also I'm not saying his performances this season have been bad, but I think when you talk about the counter attack with Kulusevski, if you look, he was always kind of the first or second person involved in the build up to the counter attacking goal, let's say.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I would have done that, and I would have sat back and fought, even a back 5, and then you counter. But for me, I just want to say last thing is that personnel wise, when everyone's fit, that defense, including the goalkeeper, that back 5, that is on paper strong enough to not be conceding many goals and keep more clean sheets than we have.
Yeah, 100%.
But ultimately, people, whenever you can see goals, the natural instinct is goalkeeper, defenders, but it goes to midfield, the protection they offer to defense, in particular that DM, which for me is just non-existent at the moment. Højbjerg's not doing it, Basuma's not doing it, and that's for me, why number 6 is important.
Killing me. Oh my god! Like I have been losing my mind watching him.
So bad.
He is like a fucking toddler. I swear to Christ. Sorry, excuse my language.
Basuma, sorry.
Yeah.
Basuma has just been. He loses the ball constantly. It's like I'm constantly always seeing him pull his pants down, like he pulls it below his jersey. You know what I'm saying?
The feedback's back.
The feedback's back. Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Mate, can you do it without AirPods? Does it work without AirPods on? I know I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Right. Why don't we continue?
Yeah, hold on a second. Just give me a minute. But my AirPods never have feedback. I don't know why it's doing it. So come on my next topic, because I thought it was a good segue. Will Ange ever change? I
don't even think it's a question. I think we have enough evidence to know what's going to happen. Whether it's the right thing or not, I don't know. But no, I don't think so.
But in terms of, so a lot of people will argue that the reason we're playing this style every single game, which kind of mirrors Klopp at Liverpool in his first season, regardless of the players he has, is to do with something called repetition of practice. Yeah. So as in, because the players will know the system because they played it so much. But there is a negative to this. I was watching someone else's stream. This is where I got the ideas from. So, for example, like you mentioned, we've conceded 4 goals here, 4 goals there. Is this constant same style or strategy, or everyone wants to label it something different? I don't know why. Is it to our detriment as well? Because rather than, because obviously you look at someone like Arteta, his style you'd argue has kind of developed, because at the beginning he played 5 at the back, and then he's now into a back 4.
Yeah, well, answer the question. No, I don't think it will change. But I want to, if you don't mind, dissect the last 4 games briefly in terms of what I think went wrong. Newcastle, I just don't think we turned up. I honestly just don't think you can't often say that, but for us this season, we just didn't turn up. And it's one of those Brighton first half, Fulham 90 minutes. We just were non-existent in the game, and there's no, we played out for the back and got caught, or we come back. There's none of that. We were poor. Against Newcastle, then the North London derby. Arsenal, I think, was just too good for us, to be honest with you. I don't think it's necessarily anything we've done wrong, but I just thought Arsenal was so strong, blew us away in the first half, and we came back a bit in the second half, but ultimately, again, the better team on the day one. Chelsea, non-existent, hardly ever went forward. I had to check with someone what the date was, because I thought that I was watching this under Mourinho or Conte in terms of, we had an awful team, and we were, or I had to check the score, and I had to keep tapping the screen to check it's right, because I thought we were 2-0 up the way we were playing. So two things, and neither of them were, turned out to be true. So it was quite disappointing in that respect. And Anfield, we were poor. Liverpool were clinical. And so were Arsenal, by the way. I forgot to say that. Arsenal were very, very clinical. We didn't have many opportunities, and they sat back. I think they shouldn't have really. I think they should have kept going and really put the game to bed, because they allowed Tottenham to come back into it that way.
Well, they were 3 goals up, though.
Yeah, they were, but they could have been tighter, couldn't it, towards the end? 3-2. You just don't know football.
I think the second goal we scored too late. If we scored 10 minutes earlier, I think.
Yeah, we should have momentum for the first goal. But Liverpool is really, whether you like it or not, and I hate to single out people, and Paul's not going to like me for this, but 3 mistakes do come from one player in Emerson Royale, who, I don't dislike him at all. I think he could be a really good utility player, but it is 3 avoidable goals, and they're all in their own way good moves by Liverpool, but it's goals that I go that are preventable. 4th goal, absolutely special. There's not much you can do about that. But in all those games, we're beat by the better team. I don't think there's any. I mean, you guys may disagree with me, but in all 4, I don't think we deserved anything from any. If I had to choose one we deserved something from, it probably would have been maybe a point against Arsenal, but we're blown away in the first half. And I think that's the reality. We're just not in a good place right now. And like Burnley, although I think we win and to get onto it, I don't think it would have been as easy as it would have been at the start of the season. I think it'd be a struggle, and it shouldn't be. That's the issue. So, of course, changes have to come. I think Richarlison being out is a blow, because really I struggled to pick a front 3. And a team like Tottenham, you should be struggling to pick a front 3 because there's 2 good options. But I'm struggling to pick a front 3 because of the lack of options, and that for me is a problem.
Paulie, hopefully there'll be no feedback now. First of all, your thoughts on Liverpool.
Oh, and then
then your thoughts on Ange. I can't hear you. Hello?
No.
Hello?
It wouldn't be a show without technical issues.
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't. But then he says his volume's high, so I don't understand.
No, I don't understand it. Oh.
Try speaking now. No, he's still having the same problem, because I put his volume on full, see if it made a difference. But okay, go and come back in. Let's try that. It's always technical issues.
Always.
What you actually mean. Now, do I think Ange will ever change? Not really. He's always repeatedly said that the style won't change. We want to play the same way. Yeah, Barney, we know. It's just that he's coming back in. Hopefully, we'll solve the problem. I don't know why this always happens. It happened with TJ as well, remember? The other week as well. So, do I think he'll ever change? Hopefully, he will. But my argument is age isn't on his side. So, if he was like 10 years younger, or obviously Arteta's age is different, because
you and your age.
No, it does make a difference, because what I'm saying is that because he's, say, at best or at most, Ange probably has 20 years left of management. If we're basing it on when Ferguson retired when he was 70, which is after he turned 70, so he can obviously change. I mean, I mentioned Ferguson just now. He changed his system because of modern football. That's obviously Ferguson, new player 4-4-2. He did change styles or adaptations or whatever, and he was obviously in his 60s or whatever. So there's an argument to be had that the one some people may argue is a close one, but because obviously they both come from Scotland. But the one anomaly to it kind of sort of is him, I guess. Yeah. But if we're talking in probabilities, I don't think. Because Harry, do you really think he's been playing the same style for 28 years? Do you really think he'll come to a league and?
No, and part of me gets that, and part of me doesn't, and I will explain. Part of me gets it in terms of he's won that way, you know. And
is it good now?
Yeah. Yes, we've got the.
He
now
clear.
Okay.
In Angie's eyes, he's a winner. And you know, when you win trophies, he's like, yeah, why would I change? I won trophies this way. But part of me thinks that, you know, with all due respect, Japanese league and you know the league in Scotland, it's a big big gap, to be honest with you. You know, you've got Celtic and Rangers in the Scottish Premiership, and then there's a big boom, you know, a 10-15 point gap really in quality. So you know, I think Andrews has just done well in his career. You know, he wouldn't be considered up there with you, like you mentioned, so that you know, Arsene Wenger, you know, extremes if you like, Alex Ferguson, because he hasn't done it. Don't say it's established level, but at the top level, and the Premier League is a big step up. And I'm not saying that can't necessarily handle it, but some styles don't suit certain leagues, and certain players don't suit. Like I don't think Brian Gill suits the Premier League. You get that with certain players.
Yeah, I agree with her. I think
managers, but it's fixable. It's fixable. But what Klopp done after his first year is he scrapped zonal marking. And that saved them 10-15 points. It sounds silly, but instantly. And then they brought in players. So for me, if we scrap zonal marking, I think we sit in the top 4. I think it's made that much of a difference that we will be inside the top 4. And it's sad in a way. And it's like, I won't understand zonal marking anyway. You mark a zone. And if you're a player, you just go away from the zone. And that's exactly what Arsenal done and scored twice. So, and we've had so many warnings with Vicario. I feel like we're too nice of a team. Mourinho said it, Conte said, we're too nice. Get stuck in.
I agree.
We don't do it.
We need to start throwing elbows out there.
Absolutely. Take that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Vicario, I feel like it's a touchy subject for me because I absolutely love his like mentality
and
energy, his hype and his energy and shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on here or not. Is that
no? Well, I think you're okay for now. It's been 15 minutes.
Okay.
Are we okay with Harry? Because on Harry's show you can't. I don't know about this.
Okay. I just want him on the set pieces. I feel like to be a lot stronger in the box. I feel like he's letting other center backs or like just like midfielders like just get in his head. Or realistically, anybody who gets up on him is just like immediately in his head. I feel like, and he's already like panicking.
You know, Paulie, if you spoke to some people in Serie A, they would have told you that his weakness was actually set pieces and corners. Yeah.
So Empoli was like one of my favorite teams to bet on, specifically because of him. And I ended up seeing like a random like comp one time of him and like all of his saves, and I was like, bet I'm gonna give this team a chance. And then I don't know who they were playing, but he ended up, I think it was it might have been Inter Milan, and he had like maybe like 8 or 9 saves, and I was like, yo, this kid is nuts. And they were like stretching acrobatic like saves. But I love watching
like Lloris, Paul, man.
I don't know. I feel like he does that like late stretching dive, just like Lloris did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, oh, let me react. The ball's coming at me.
The reason I mention this is because I don't know if you guys remember, but Lloris spoke about how, or it was reports that he was meant to help the club find his replacement in terms of a goalkeeper. Do you think he had any part to prove with that then, Paulie, based on conversation we just had? Yeah.
He kind of does look like Lloris now that you say that, because like same build, same body type, like they almost look identical.
Yeah.
Not like physically, but like, or not like in the face, but like physically, they look like the same player.
And I know obviously you've been kind of in and out, so I was going to ask you a question anyway. But what have you thought? Because obviously, will Ange ever change? What have you thought about him this season? And because we're near the end of the season now, there's only 3 games. And just in general, I know you mentioned about the style and the 5-3-2 before we started the actual. Because we would be. Harry will tell you I was banging on about this for like a month or two now. For the big games at least, not for like tomorrow against Burnley, but so just your thoughts in general, because you've only been on the show since December, which is before
So that Chelsea game, I knew, like when we went down 4-0 we went, or 4-1.
Yeah.
Because we scored first, right? Didn't we?
Yeah,
Sonny
we
scored.
won it up actually.
Sonny scored, then Sonny scored another offside goal.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was running around. I was like, let's go. We got him. Like, fuck. And we ended up just falling apart after the red card. But anyway, like, it doesn't matter who got the red card, but that entire, like, sequence of, like, seeing Ange still play the same way, like, down players, that was when I knew, like, we definitely weren't ever going to change anything. And I don't know why. It's like he doesn't want to go against his own beliefs of his tactics, but I don't understand how any other team, like that West Ham game, we got embarrassed. Like everyone has figured us out. Like we can't escape this. I don't even know what to call it. It's the definition of insane, actually, doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting a different result.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what we're gonna see. Like, are we gonna play the exact same way for the next 36 games next season? I mean, a Ukrainian team in Europa League could figure us out like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
easily.
They just got to sit back the entire time against us. We don't know how to pass the ball in the box.
Paul, I think you're spot on. You have to adapt, don't you? You can't play the same way Man City as you do like Marine, for example. You have to adapt to the opponent's strengths and weaknesses, right? You can't play the same way.
Yeah, you can't play the same way every game. It just doesn't work.
Did you guys watch the Dortmund PSG game in midweek by any chance?
No,
unfortunately.
Because I think it raises a great point, because Dortmund are notoriously known to be in a high press, high attacking type team, right?
Did they sit back?
They went to Paris and they just sat back. They played 2 backs of 4.
They had a 1-0 lead, didn't they? If I'm wrong, they
won it up. But they played 2 backs of 4 in Paris, and they got the result because they're willing to change. And this is where I get worried, mate.
That's why Gary O'Neill's done so well at Wolves. Iriola's done so well at Bournemouth. Glasner's doing so well at Palace because they adapt. They adapt every game for every opponent. Look at Gary O'Neill. It's not in his way to ever sit back. We came to Tottenham and got a win, and that's what we're playing.
Gary O'Neill's only second year in charge as a manager as well. It's not his.
Okay, they haven't ended the season as well.
Yeah.
But generally, for me, they've massively overachieved. I thought it'd been a relegation battle. The player they lost, Neves, Moutinho, Jimenez, they lost several players, top players, and also he had Locatelli threw his toys at the pram because he got told he had to sell players, etc. Gary O'Neill came in, right, it's all right. And I thought Wolves, okay, they might be able to scrape, stand up by a point, but it was done just after Christmas that they were stayed up. And I thought that is a special achievement. And
they had a lot of injuries as well.
Future England manager, a lot of injuries to best players. Pedro Neto and He-Chan was obviously away.
Pedro is my favorite player in the Prem right now. He is incredible. He is special. Yeah. We need to buy him immediately, whatever it takes.
I don't think we will, though. I don't think we will. I think the club will see it as
they don't want him.
Too big of a risk because of the player, because obviously his injuries. And I think we look at other players who can play that, because Gibbs White can maybe put on the left, players like Nico Williams, etc.
Nico Williams is the Bilbao guy, right? Isn't it? Are we talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
There's Nico Williams and
there's 2 of them,
Williams. There's Nico Williams for Forest as well. He's actually alright.
He's not bad.
He's
not bad actually.
I quite like him.
Yeah.
But Bilbao one, I meant, yeah.
Yeah, because we were linked with him, but also Villa been linked with him. I was reading as well, so it's not a foregone conclusion.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Villa flopped, didn't they? Villa flopped in the Europa League 6-2.
I was happy because Olympiacos.
The Europa League Conference League. How are they going to cope with Champions League? They can't cope with Conference League.
I think they'll buy though.
Wow. So. Who did they play?
Olympiacos.
Wow, the Greeks got them.
They lost 4-2 at home. Yeah.
4-2 at home first leg, then 2-0 away.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know the away game. I watched the whole of yesterday's game, right? The Olympiacos. I noticed Olympiacos played a very interesting style. Like they put 4 players very high. Like all the attackers played very high, and then they had their back 4 very. It sounds weird, very far back, and then they had like a midfield two like sort of in the middle, kind of linking them together. It was very like it was not a 4-2-4.
Don't suggest that we should have two in midfield. Do you remember when we had two in midfield on the Conte? Got roasted in midfield every game.
No.
Like that,
I'm saying because they played so high up, like Villa could barely get out. Like if you look to press, and that's what caused the first goal because they stopped it. And Emery played a back five as well, which is quite interesting because he changed his stuff a lot. He played a 5-4-1, but it was quite fluid. Like the front four quite fluid, and Watkins just stayed up.
But linking it back to Spurs, what I don't get, and I think Ange gets it right with the high line in terms of you have Mickey van der Ven's pace, and if you drop off players like let's use Arsenal for example, Odegaard, Rice done well, but Odegaard struggled in a way in terms of he wasn't allowed that space to shoot. But the midfield isn't doing enough to stop that. You got the defense playing really high, but for me the gap isn't big enough between the defense and midfield, and there's congestion with the inverted fullbacks. And Davis, me sees it stand or
Paulie. Yeah. I'll ask them this because we've been talking a lot. Have you seen the links with Gallagher?
Yes, Conor Gallagher. I want him so bad. He is so quality. The way he was, it was almost like he played a little. His like little. He definitely played with an extra flair against us. I feel like after all the transfer rumors, he's really good. I'd love to have him. Definitely over Bissouma. I think we're gonna end up losing money on Bissouma.
We only bought him for 25 million, I think, didn't we?
I think his number now is probably like 12 15. Or 13. Yeah, 15. Yeah. Like anywhere within that range. I saw some links today about Kyle Walker-Peters.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that as well.
But it's like, I don't know. It's like we got Dejid Spence. I don't know how much more.
The reason we'll be linked with Walker-Peters is, and the club might be looking at him, and I'll tell you why. He's homegrown. That ticks one box. He can play either wing or either side, if you want to call it.
I was just going to say, I'm actually for the signing, so if you want to hear my thoughts.
Okay, all right. But let Paul go first, and then you can,
yeah, I just don't know if I'm about it. Like, I feel like the homegrown thing is definitely a good box to check because definitely have to stay within parameters. But I don't know. I love Dejid Spence, and I just feel so bad for him. He's played for what, like 5 teams in 4 seasons almost now.
I think his issue is more attitude rather than like quality.
Oh, damn, has he been bitching?
No, his attitude. No, his attitude in the sense of like, there's a reason why his loans haven't worked either. Like,
I know what you're saying.
If you. And obviously, I remember the pitch after they qualified for the what was it? They got promoted. Got promoted? And then there's a picture of him doing something really stupid. And then, but yeah, Conte didn't want him anyway. But
yeah, true.
Yeah. But Harry, you're a big Kyle Walker's advocate, apparently.
He is good. He's a quality player. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if that's the money. Is that where we want to spend it with Levy?
Because it's been linked because Emerson, ironically, is your photo. You said is going to be sold apparently to AC Milan, and apparently Walker-Peters is meant to be his replacement. Yeah.
I just need like 10 seconds.
Okay.
I don't know how that skipped my feed. I love Emerson. He plays for the badge, but he's just not fast enough. He turns like a sloth. He got against Salah this weekend, and I mean, definitely 2 different levels of player there, but I mean, still, just like to not even make like.
I like his vibes. I get where you're coming. I love his vibes. Person. Yeah, absolutely.
He means well. Like he really tries like as hard as he can, but he's just not there.
I think the players will like him. I think he's a popular character.
No, he's very likable, but yeah, I mean
his skill level is just, and then like Romero and him chirping after the game.
Oh yeah,
Vicario like stepped up and was like Nacho.
Yeah.
So another question then. Obviously Harry knows I'm not for Son being captain. Do you guys have any other captain choices? Like Paulie, do you?
Romero has to be Romero.
I'll change it now. That's my guy.
I'll change it now.
Yeah. Like Sonny is just, I like Son, but too nice.
Captain material. Yeah, too nice.
Absolutely. He's too nice. Yeah. Sonny is just. I don't even know how I feel about Sonny right now because he's been I feel like he's just staring at the ball at his feet, puts his arms out to his side, and it's just like, oh, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you'd expect him to step up, and he did at the start of the season. But really, he's been disappointing when we needed him most. The hard games, we all knew it was coming up, and he hasn't performed. And that, ultimately, if we're sitting here being honest with you, players Son, Kane, they just didn't turn up for us in big games. And for me, those four were big in terms of getting top four. Not big in terms of your finals, your semi-finals, which both players have been through. But it's just non-existent when they need him. He'll probably do all right. Probably score a couple of goals tomorrow when the top four race is over. And that ultimately is the problem.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's going to be a problem. The leader, there's no leader holding anybody accountable.
No.
And I feel like even who's our other vice captain? Is it Madison?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah. It's just he's beginning of the season, incredible. This last, I'd say 15 or like 20 games or so, it's just like
subpar. Came back from his injury, really, I think.
Yeah, the injury definitely is probably held him. What was his injury again?
You know what? I kind of blame the club for this because he had knocks every week and they kept injecting him.
On playing him, yeah.
And then eventually it just went. I remember every week would read, oh, Madison has a knock, he's a doubt. And then he would play. And then you'd see, oh, he picked up one, and you'd take him off after like an hour or two, or an hour,
exactly.
And then, so it was kind of inevitable eventually. It just happened to be against Chelsea, remember? I think, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who the initial injury, like, what was it? Like, was it a calf? Or no, that's Richarlison's new injury now. Regardless, I just really wish that James Madison was back to himself. I need... Oh my God, top four! Don't even get me started.
Oh, do you guys think there's a chance to make top four? I'm just asking. Obviously, Villa playing Liverpool actually next game.
What is the table looking like, sir? How many points off are we?
It's possible. It's possible whichever way you look at it, but we're just going to have to improve.
All right, so we're in fifth.
It's just unlikely. It's possible.
7 points. 7 points off with a game in hand.
Yeah.
I don't. It's possible. It is possible. Who does Villa have left?
They've got Liverpool.
Yeah, who they got last?
Liverpool, Palace.
That should be it.
Yeah, Liverpool and Palace.
Can I make a bold prediction?
They lose both of them.
Villa lose both of them.
But honestly, I agree. Palace is at home for that last game.
Remind me, gap 7 points, is it?
Yeah, 7 points and a game in hand.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Let's go.
It requires us to beat City, though. That's the thing. It requires us to beat Man City.
Yeah, but what's the goal difference?
We can do that.
No. There's also consequences to being Man City. I'm just saying.
I think it'll come down to goal difference. I don't think we'll beat City, no. I think we'll beat Burnley, Sheffield United, though. 3-6. 7 will be City.
We're off on 9 goals.
9.
Yeah.
Sheffield United are relegated. Burnley will be relegated tomorrow. So
qualify for the Champions League.
Yes. I think they do if they draw.
Really? Oh. They're at home as well.
No. Ignore that. No. Well, no. It depends because we play first, so it depends on our result. If we just draw, for example, then the draw will be enough for them.
6 points.
If we win, then they have to win. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they play less. On
the next segue, before it's like the lineups and the score prediction, can Burnley stay up? Do you think? And do you think there's a chance that they could pull? And could that be a factor tomorrow?
Like, could Burnley stay up on the scoreline against this?
Because I was reading. Okay, so if Burnley beat us, I'm talking complete theoretical, yeah. And Forest played Chelsea in the evening. If Chelsea beat them, and obviously West Ham are playing Luton away. Luton are playing away. There's a small chance that Burnley can stay up. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think that because of the added incentive, do you think it will affect tomorrow's game in that respect?
What was the scoreline that we won by 6-1 the last game?
5-2
or 5-1?
I want to say 5-2.
It
I'm
was.
convinced
We definitely embarrassed the hell out of them, and at home.
Yeah, 5-2.
I think they're going to definitely come with a fire under their ass. I mean, they just tied against United and who was it? Brighton 1-1. Pretty good games, and they're definitely going to come like. I mean, they're fighting for their lives right now. So there's who's their manager?
Company.
Vincent Company.
Vincent Company. Oh my god.
Before we had Ange, one of my friends actually saw Company at the stadium. So, and there was a bit of talk that Company was going to come to Spurs. Remember?
I do remember seeing that.
Yeah,
he was at Club Brugge, right?
Yeah,
and he gave like that crazy speech in the locker room and like blew up.
Yeah.
So
But
I
it was
watching
my friend saw him because we were linked with him. After that, we linked with him like a month later or something. I can't remember what it was, but he saw him at the stadium. He was like, maybe he was watching us at the time or something to see whether he considering it or not. Because apparently he said no or something. I can't remember what it was. But
can I just say, regardless of Burnley go down on, they should stay with Vincent Company. I think that they've committed to a project. They've shifted so many players in and out of the club, and I think being honest with you, it'd be very harsh. I think there's no case scenario that Burnley stay up. As I spoke to you, has off air before you joined, Paul.
There is a scenario there.
Well, I can't see it happening because if I'm being honest with you, I don't think that Chelsea will beat Nottingham Forest, and that's I think Chelsea. Maybe
Chelsea I think that'd be drawn at the moment, though.
Yes, but they're still inconsistent. If you look at their performances, I don't think they win it. I don't think they will, and I think that the Burnley, there's big chance that they lose tomorrow. A loss or a draw season relegated, so they have to win. I think Luton, out of anyone, have a huge chance. Absolutely, the two games I have. I'll see if I can remember it right. Probably not. West Ham. I want to say West Ham away and Fulham at home. Why can't they win both of them? Why can't they get 4 points? Why can't they get more than that? Trying to think how much they need. They have 26 points, don't they? Forest have 29, so 27, 28, 29, 3. Yeah, they can do that. I think they'll stay up. I actually think Luton will stay up. Bold prediction. There you go.
But I still think it's
I hope they do too. I have a bet for them to stay up.
All right.
They're getting 6 points. There you go. They're going to get 6 points. They're going to stay up on the final day at home against Fulham, and their fans are going to go mad. Pitch invasion. There you go.
I actually, I have a Luton Town, as ridiculous it is. I have a Luton Town track kit from 1996-97. Fila, fire.
Where did you get it? Was it for DH Gate or something?
No, I got it from Classic Football Shirts.
Oh wow! Oh okay.
Yeah.
No, please don't do that, Barney. Please do not beat City. please no.
Yeah, please don't lose to City. Don't beat City. Sorry.
Barney, don't even put those vibes out there. Oh my god, I just
Can you imagine? Oh my god,
Harry, you won't see me for the whole summer.
I will lose it.
In the league, you won't see me for the whole summer. Like, I'm not joking.
But just to throw a spanner in the works, if you like, if we beat Burnley and Villa lose and we're still in the top 4 battle, where do you stand on Tuesday's game against Man City?
Still City fan.
I always want to put my club before Arsenal.
I
want us to win, but if City win, there's a huge positive behind it, I think. But if Villa get even a point, or we don't blow Burnley away, etc., then I'm fully behind City. I've been behind City for a while in that game, but
Harry,
I can't
think about the psychological implications of my life if Arsenal win the league. That's what I'm thinking.
It's horrible, but you've got to put your club first.
Yeah,
it's a small club mentality to think about others
as well. If Arsenal win the league, it'll be horrible. TJ's brother's an Arsenal fan. You do that, right?
Yeah, it'd be insufferable.
Oh my god, I don't know how they live.
And Paulie, my friend group, right? It's basically Tottenham and Arsenal. So if Arsenal win, my phone is literally just gonna just forget me. Like you won't see me for like 3 months.
I can't.
Also, I work in Islington, which is it's basically near the Arsenal stadium. It's like a 20-minute walk from the stadium. Yeah.
I'm waiting for my pass.
So when Arsenal play like a league game,
the title will come eventually, whether it be this season or next season.
Next season.
They're getting closer.
I think it'll be next season for them, actually.
Yeah.
But if they win it, right? because I work where I work is where they all get on the train to go to the game, and also I go past Arsenal on my way home from work as well, like the actual station in Finsbury Park. So like, there's no way I can escape them. If they were to win the title, it would be horrible for me. Like my life would just be
It's just so much red everywhere. I'd be losing it.
Because so also where I live, a lot of them get the train to go to the game as well, where I live. So on a match day, you'll see loads of red shirts everywhere down my street. It's the same in the station, not before as well. It's just that's what I mean. If they win the title, it's gonna be horrible. And I'm also going on holiday with an Arsenal fan this summer as well.
Oh my god, how do you guys get along?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just banter, but it would just be horrible. I know it'll be horrible. Because every day he'll remind me, he'll be like, "We won the league," and I'm like,
"Bro, stop." I feel like if I had a couple of cocktails in me and if I'm hanging out with the Arsenal fan, I'm gonna go mayhem. I can't take the color red as it is.
You need to move.
I have nothing red in my closet at all.
It's actually quite bad because I actually don't mind that color. I know it sounds bad to say, but like as in,
come on, my blood's lily white, bro. Come on.
not with like I wouldn't ever get a red car or anything. I just mean that I just don't mind the color. It's not that bad. Like, I hate more colors like green and stuff like that. I find those colors a bit like weird.
Come on, man, that's that money. Actually, what color is a pound? What color is a pound?
Blue is my favorite color. So yeah.
Is like a pound? Is that like what color is your like money?
Oh, it's not exactly. It's not exactly green. It's like
white, right?
How do you got to this?
Like sorry. It's like purple,
right?
Yeah.
Back to football.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you guys want to see Radu start tomorrow?
Oh, we're actually getting to this team lineup. So, Paulie, give us your lineup for tomorrow game.
Oh, lineup for tomorrow. Honestly, I want to see. I think the biggest thing that I want to see tomorrow is a clean sheet. Mm-hmm. I want to see 0 goals go into our net. I want to see us dominate the game from start to finish, and I want that boy Ben Davies playing left back.
He's injured, isn't he?
Oh, damn, is he?
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're gonna have to go back with Emerson Royale left back.
I wanted to play Dragusin, so
honestly, we could play a back 3 with Radu, Romero, and Van de Ven, but I feel like one of them also needs a break at the same time. Like just let one of them have a breather.
He was. I remember him. Yeah. Anyway.
And we just got Ashley Phillips back, if I'm not mistaken, from Plymouth after he just won Young Plymouth of the Player of the Year award.
What if he can play? I don't know how that works.
I mean, my thing was to move Van de Ven to left back and play Dragusin with Romero.
If Phillips is available, which I doubt he is, then he'd go straight in for me based on his performances. If I'm totally honest with you, I'd change the system for him. I think he's been that good, and we've been that poor defensively. No, I know he won't, but this is our lineup.
And then who am I going to run in the midfield? I can't.
Good luck with it. Good luck with your midfield 3 and attacking 3.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm gonna go Sar. Oh, right back is gonna be Pedro Porro, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna go Sar, Lo Celso, and Madison.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Okay.
And then
up front,
oh my god! Now I have to look at like Fob Mob's like injury list here because I want to say something.
Is Gill available?
I think he is. Yeah, honestly, give that boy Brian a start. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're playing Burnley. I feel like the quality of players they have, like he could make that starting lineup immediately if he were to be playing on Burnley. So
we just hit the Burnley team very quickly. Those some names I'm missing.
Such a changed team. I know that they have quick up top.
Brennan, or wait, you're talking about? Oh, Fofana's on Burnley. He's fast.
Jack Cork. Jay Rodriguez is still there.
Yeah, he won't start, I don't think.
Sander Berge, Nathan Redmond.
Again, off the bench, Sander Berger will be the DM.
Yeah. I don't know many of the players. LaCruz.
I can't remember their quick attacker.
They got Fofana. They got Lyle
my God.
Foster.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, Liam Foster. That's it. He's very
Yeah,
good.
he's
Craig Bellin
fast.
is the assistant manager. That's mad. I didn't realise that.
Sorry? Who?
Craig Bellin is the assistant of company. I didn't realise.
I don't know. So Burnley have to go for it. Burnley have to go for it. They've got
Yeah.
absolutely nothing to lose. They have to win, and even that are relying on. I think that, as I said to you, even if they do win, they will still be gone by the end of the day. So they just have to win. That's all they can do. Need a miracle.
And honest,
You guys forget in the cup game we just about beat them. With the
And we were better than as well.
Oh yes,
1-0.
that was brutal. Honestly,
It was an awful game. We were awful that day.
so for my front three, I think I'm gonna do some. So I'm tired of seeing Brennan play on the left side.
Yeah.
He's a right winger. He needs to be on the right. That's where he scored the most goals. That's where he's gotten the most assists. Is from the right, not the left. I don't know why he keeps going on the wrong side of the field. Ange, if you're listening, listen to me, please. And I'm gonna put Kulusevski at striker and Sonny on the wing because I feel like every time Sonny's in the middle of the field,
Yeah, I don't think it's a crazy idea at all. Yeah.
He
has
just
played
gets
there,
caught
actually.
out. Sonny just gets caught, and I feel like Kulusevski is more likely to pull the trigger when it comes to shooting than Sonny.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then I'm actually going to swap Madison for Bentancur, and I'm going to let Lo Celso run the stage.
Oh, okay. He deserves
Cam.
minutes. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah, he deserves it too.
Yeah.
And like he had those like stretch of games like where he was
City,
really
right?
balling out for us.
Yeah,
That City goal was incredible.
Yeah.
I love
That's
him.
probably his
He
best
plays
game
for the
this
badge.
Yeah.
And he just won the World Cup too. Like, are we? Is Ange forgetting this?
He didn't play in the World Cup, remember? Because he got injured.
Oh damn! I forgot about that. I thought didn't he assist Messi against Australia in like one of the group stage games though?
Did he? I
think he did. Or maybe it was.
Do we
like,
know if
maybe I
Dane
think-
Scarlett's fit?
I think he's
I think
injured
he
as well,
is.
isn't he? Or not?
No,
I already put
Dane's
it
off.
in.
For goodness
Dane's off the
sake.
injury list. He's fit.
Oh, he's fit. Okay, sorry, because
He's
we have
fit,
so many
yeah.
players injured. I've lost count of that.
Can I go in my team?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Harry,
go
your
for it.
team before I give mine.
So Vicario will be in goal, Porro right back, and have Romero and Van der Ven as a centre backs. Skip would come in for me as that left back, done very well second half against Anfield. So there we go. He's in that position. It's quite a bold team throughout it because just going to put it out here, it doesn't involve Son or James Maddison. Midfield, Lo Celso, Basuma, and Kulusevski is the number 10. Front three, Brian Gill on the left, Dane Scarlett up top, Brennan Johnson on the right. I completely agree with you about Brennan Johnson. Isn't good on the left, good on the right. That is my lineup. It will not happen. But we tend to put Mikey Moore in there as well. We've got to a point where there isn't that much to play for. It's about protecting fifth. We're playing a real low quality opposition who, down and defeated. It's time to try new things.
For me, my lineup would be Vicario, Porro, Van der Ven on the left, and I want Dragustin with Romero in the middle. That's how I would play it.
Okay.
And my midfield three is Skip, Sar, Lo Celso is my three. And I know I'm going.
It's a bit samey though, isn't it? It's a bit.
Not really, because Skip
no
will
creativity.
Hold. Skip will hold, and then Lo Celso will be the creator, and Sar will be the runner. That's how I see it. But anyway,
Okay, fair enough. You could be right.
I'm playing just out of lack of options. Johnson, Son, and Kulusevski. But I'll play Kulusevski on the left instead of on the right. Because at least maybe he'll put some whip balls in or something. We're forced to use his left foot to cross it in.
Yeah, exactly. That is a good theory, honestly.
Yeah.
I think
we have already done it. We tried it once.
Some will be a force off the bench, and he, as we said before, he has a good attitude. He'll respond well to being dropped. He'll come on with unreal energy. Look at that hat trick he had when he came on against Leicester.
Problem is, I just don't see him playing Dane Scarlett. That's the
No, but I would.
Yeah.
He's your only real
that goal against Shakhtar. That goal against Shakhtar that Dane scored. Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Yes. He's got quality hidden in those feet. I'm telling you. I love that kid.
He has.
He's going to be so good.
Okay. It's been a short stream actually. Score prediction. I'll go to you, Paulie, first.
3-0
Someone's confident.
to the good to Spurs. I love seeing 3 goals. Every time it's so funny. I was just telling my grandma about this. Like every time like I'm about to watch Spurs, like I just feel this like insane presence of like joy. Like the first 10 minutes of the game, like we're just dominating, and then my spirit gets crushed. And
that's a great way to describe it. It's just like my spirit gets crushed.
Yeah, like I get so excited leading up until the moment of the games, and then like the games are actually on, and it's just like so debilitating.
You should know by now as a Spurs fan. You should know how it's gonna be.
This is
how old are you? Sorry, you must be older than Harry, right? Because Harry's like 15.
I'm 25.
Yeah, but how long have you been supporting Spurs? If you don't mind asking, this has not been like I'm just asking.
So this is my basically like when COVID happened, I was like 21.
So 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah, there was no sports on at all. There was nothing on ESPN. There was nothing going on in the United States. And then I just so happened to subscribe to ESPN Plus, and I saw Tottenham was playing. And the first game that I watched was, I think it was that Lamella.
United?
With Rabona against Arsenal.
Rabona, yeah. With
Arsenal
no fans
United.
in the stadium. My God. I lost my mind. And then I saw like another game where Sonny and Harry Kane were just like connecting incredibly. And I was like, wow, these two are special. And then I was like, you know what? Like they feel like a Philly team. Like that's where I'm from, like South Jersey area. And like we have nothing but loss in our lives as Philly fans. And I was like, you know what? This team hasn't won anything.
Welcome to Spurs. Similar experiences.
Yeah. And I've done nothing but absolutely love it. Like I have a friend who's a Liverpool fan. He's also a glory hunter. He loves Tom Brady. So and I'm so okay with like how they play. But like it's gonna feel so good once we finally lift that trophy. I've watched that 2008 Carling Cup game like
I was there
10 times.
I was
Holy, I would have lost my mind. I would have ran on the field.
No, Wembley, you can't really do that. I was also quite high up in the sky when I watched it. I was like in the hut.
Oh wow.
The hut. What was the stand called? What's the high stand called against Harry?
I sat in it as well.
Upper tier. That's it. Upper tier. I was like upper tier. And then
I had a name.
But yeah, so
you've been looking for a name.
No, it's just the upper tier. So I was quite high up on the other side, but I did see the goal, of course. I mean, they will get a goal. But
who was what's his name? Who like went off the field all pissed off and got subbed off? What's his name?
Garley.
And he like
Garley.
He had dreads.
What in that game?
Or like,
you mean?
Yeah, in the Carling Cup, it was a Spurs player. He got subbed off at halftime, and he didn't come back out of the locker room, and we won the game. And then he started.
Is it Cotto?
I can't remember.
You know, I want to check it now because you're telling me. let me try it. Let me find it. Hold on.
It's just like one of my favorite memories from like watching that game. Like he tried to celebrate with the gang afterwards, and they were like, "Nah, get away from us!" Like you went back to the locker room.
No, it doesn't. BBC. Let's try the BBC.
What's your score prediction, Harry?
I'm gonna go with.
Oh yeah, your prediction first. Yeah, let me just find it now.
Yeah, worries. 2-1 Spurs. I think it'll be tight. I think Burnley will give us a game, but we get the all important win. I don't think it'll be comfortable. I don't think it'll be nice. But as I said, I can't see any case scenario that Burnley stay up. So I think they'll be relegated. A lifeline for top 4. All eyes on Aston Villa. I mean, how many opportunities we had? How many times have we said that? A lifeline? Yeah, with Villa dropping points. And nobody wants top 4, do they? But, we'll have to see how it goes. But I think it'd be interesting.
I mean, well, no one came off at half-time, Paul, but Huddleston came off in the 61st minute. That's the only one I can think of.
That
the other
might be...
The other people that came off don't have dreadlocks. He's the only one that's close to dreadlocks.
Yeah, he it might have been him. He's black, right, Huddleston?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him. Yep. he was so pissed off to come off.
For us. He got the penalty for us in that game, I think. For the Wayne Bridge handball, if you look at the penalty, he was the one who was kicking it, I think.
He ended up getting pulled off and was just mad salty and
he got pulled off. But back then, Paulie, obviously nowadays teams can use 5 subs, and they had 7 subs. They have 7 options on the bench. Before the what year was it when it changed? But we used to have 5 substitutions, 5 subs, sorry, as an options, and you make 3 substitutions the whole game. They changed the rules. They added more subs because in Europe there was always 7. In England there was 5, and then they changed to 7. And then because of COVID, it got changed to 5 subs possible now, and they just kept it. They just kept it after COVID. So there's been a lot of changes in that respect. That game was 5 on the bench and only 3 substitutions. You can make the whole game. It was actually very different. It was actually very different.
And the Champions League final, you name your whole squad, don't you, on the bench?
Yeah, it's different from a final, I think. I think that you just name everyone. Yeah.
Which is quite nice to have as an option, I think, anyway.
But then Harry, even back in 08 and stuff, when we won it, even if you named your whole in the European final like that, the whole team, you can only still make 3 subs.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it's more options to choose from, isn't it? To get an injury in an unexpected position, like a goalkeeper, you got to.
And now they have concussion subs sometimes and extra time subs. You get an extra sub.
Not used in the right way.
It's different. And now I think you have some competitions give an extra time sub or something, or an extra sub.
You can swap out an entire team.
That's what you get on Xbox. You get an extra sub with extra time.
Yeah,
you get that.
No, so it does. The rules have changed since those days in the 2000s, because that was one of the But that game I was there for. I even have a signed. Woodgate scored the header. My dad won on an auction a signed Woodgate shirt. He's got it framed.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so he gave it to me. I've got it in my room back at my parents' house. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking to get some signed Tottenham merch for sure.
It's really good, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah,
when I was a kid, I used to wait outside. This is before the new stadium, obviously. Years and years. We're talking like the 2000s. We're going to end the stream soon anyway. I just want to say this before we end it. So I used to queue out as a kid, and the players would come out of these gates at the end of the game. So you used to walk past, and you'd wait them to sign your book. So I have an old book of the players from the 2000s, like Chris Perry, Casey Keller, players you've never heard of, right? Back in the 2000s and 90s that Spurs had. Yeah, they signed. You had pages in your book, and they would just sign a free page.
That's sick.
Back then, it was signatures. Nowadays, everyone just takes a picture and puts it on Instagram.
We need to bring Dele Alli back to Spurs.
Really?
Yeah, Jay just said Dele Alli, Paul. So I had to tell him that in the chat.
I'd like to offer him a coaching position. I'd like to offer him a position on the
Ian Walker. I never actually met Ian Walker.
I feel like
I'm just looking to expand.
I feel like with everything that he released in that Gary Neville
Very
interview, is that his
powerful.
name?
Yeah.
Very, very wild stuff. I couldn't believe. I was literally crying. I feel absolutely terrible for him.
Yeah.
And I just feel like his his life would be just overall better back at Tottenham. And I feel like he would just be like
a lot of people said this
cherished.
Before. It's not just you. I've spoken to David Harry. He speaks about this a lot. He thinks he should come back.
Of course he does. Of course he does. When he jumps on, when he gets a bee in his body, he won't leave it alone. I know what he's like.
But Paul, I find it very interesting about how people become Spurs fans. Obviously, for me and Harry, it's different because it's family. But my dad has a similar story to you, Paul. So my dad was probably around my age, maybe, or but younger, maybe you're not exactly when you started watching Spurs. So he was in Greece, and ironically, the Spurs were playing Olympiacos. In like a friendly or Panathinaikos, one of the two. And my dad went to the game because they were there. Obviously in Greece, he used to work in Greece before he moved to London to work here, and he stayed here eventually. But he watched Spurs demolish this Greek team 3-4-0 or something, and he goes, "Oh, I like this team, they play well." And then he started watching more games, and then eventually he came to England and he started buying tickets, and it just started from there. And then obviously, now that he got season tickets in the end, he's had season tickets since the 70s and 80s already. So yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah. So he started like you. He watched it like somewhere abroad or something, and then he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I like this team." But obviously, for me, it's family. Like my whole family is Tottenham. So yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm waiting for my passport to come in right now, and then the moment that shit hits, I'm gonna schedule, or the moment next year's schedule releases, I will be in London getting drunk, fighting somebody, and I'm pumped. I can't wait.
So
I'm just gonna be that ignorant. I'm just gonna be that ignorant American.
so for me, I'm saying 2-2. I know you guys are confident we're going to win, but I think
How
it's gonna be
dare you?
I said it on Harry's show earlier in the week.
He never predicts us to win.
What do you mean?
Never.
If our form was better, then maybe I would. But I think we'll concede at least one goal. That's the thing. I think we'll concede at least one goal tomorrow. So.
Yeah, that is. He's sneezing right now.
Oh, okay.
So
we're gonna near the end of the stream. Paulie, where can people find you?
I am back on Twitter at Tottenham or THFC Paulie. Basically the same little thing that's right there. Follow me on there. Need some more followers. Tell your family and friends about me.
Yeah, he's. If you guys don't know, I put it in the chat as well. THFC Paulie. So yeah, please go and follow him. Before he'll be in London. But yeah, I really like hearing about people's stories about how they became Spurs fans.
It's so interesting.
It's so sick.
I used to actually have a segment on my channel about that sort of thing, but I only ran it for a while. Yeah,
they're human chess pieces. I have no like American friend. Like I have maybe 2 friends that I like can talk to football about. One of them is an Italian American immigrant, and who's from Torino, who's like dad is like from like loves fucking Juventus, huge, all about the black and white. Yeah, and so he's like the only like person that I really like watch or like talk to about. So it's like it sucks for me. Like I'll be talking to like my other friends, like, dude, like what are you talking about? Like didn't you watch the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend, bro? And it's like, no, I didn't.
That's funny.
I just can't take the American politics behind our sports. Like there's always an agenda.
There's a lot behind
it,
isn't there? Yeah.
And there's definitely an agenda, I feel like, with referees within the Premier League, but it's like I'd rather just put the blame on one individual rather than like an NFL game that has like 15 different refs all over the place. They can just like call a penalty at whatever time they please.
What?
I mean, like, yeah, you have 2 refs on the side. You have a ref behind the quarterback. You have a ref in like the middle of the defense. They are everywhere, and
they
can just randomly throw a flag and just be like, "Yep, like that happened." Like they can completely dictate a game however they please.
That's actually mad.
Yeah, and they just did like a tackle rule change. Like you can't tackle a certain way. So like if you like roll into a tackle, it's a penalty. So it's like I'm just gonna start watching rugby, I think.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it anymore.
I didn't know it became like that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like this was a new rule change, but I don't even care about it anymore. Spurs, come on you Spurs. Anything blue, white, I love it. And
except Chelsea.
Except Chelsea. Yeah. Fuck them.
And Harry, where can we find you? Of course, Spurs Talk.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. Again, obviously, you can follow me if you like there, Harry Scarf22. But you've got my channel there, Scarfy Spurs Talk. Got a lot of content coming, actually. So you've got a double Spurs header, if you like, this weekend in terms of Spurs. And you've got Spurs women on. So there'll be a lot of content over on that. So yeah,
covering the weekend as well, Harry.
Covering the Spurs women as well for the first time.
I love watching them.
They got to the final, didn't they?
It's great. They got to the final. That is on Sunday. I'm not going to that. I couldn't find 2 tickets together, but I'm going to a future one, Brisbane Road, before the end of the month. So it's quite exciting.
What
I'll be hosting.
I haven't even checked.
2:30 p.m. on BBC One, I think. But I'm hosting partly a podcast 7 p.m. Then I've got my show 7:45 p.m. on Monday. I'm joined by Billy T. Ben talks football from TikTok. Seb talks football from TikTok, over 40,000 followers, and Luke Part Lane from Part Lane Podcast. It should be a good show. And obviously on here every Friday, 7 p.m. So yeah, all good.
Yeah.
Harry, who is your favorite? Sorry,
Yeah, sorry.
Harry. Who's your
Hotspur
favorite
TV.
women's?
Sorry.
Who's your favorite women's player?
For Spurs, oof.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm a big fan of Naz, and also like Ashley Neville. I think that always puts in a solid shift.
Yeah, she's.
I thought you
baller.
say something else. You know, when you said about women's
Probably be Neville.
Like this, and in my head, I was thinking.
Yeah, I didn't know what he was going to say.
I'll
I'll go with Ashley
volleyball in my head.
Neville.
Sorry.
I'll go with Neville because of the loyalty and the flexibility to position in midfield, left back, right back, centre back. What yourself?
I think so. I love Ellie Brazil.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I'm just like, but like my like favorite starter, I'm gonna have to go with like Bethany England. Like she's just a badass.
Yeah.
She just puts in that work all the time. And Celine Ilduze, is that how you say it?
He's on my line of thinking. He thought you were talking about like yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to say it because first of all I thought you were going to say what's your favorite women's sports for a second for some reason, and then in my head I thought volleyball, and then
also. Another one I forgot to mention, Martha Thomas, who's done very well in the first season. Loves the goal at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as well. A fantastic record there, better than I think half the men's team. So keep an eye on that on Sunday. We need her up front.
Can't wait.
We're lacking attacking options.
Who do we play in the final?
Man United.
Oh God,
It's going to be tough. Chelsea, so it's easier than it was.
What was that final? 6? What did we lose? 6-1 to them or something like that? Or not the final, like the score, like in the regular season. I think we got smoked by them, didn't we?
What, last season?
No, this season. I think we ended up losing like 6-1. It was a bad one. I was watching with my mom. She was like, what are you doing? Watching this.
Wait, what's it? Yeah. What's this?
Yeah. I was like, I'm just trying to put on for the gang right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah, Barney just reminded me as well in the chat. Another thing I forgot to mention in my channel, Scarfy Spurs Talk, is you get the Premier League shows Wednesday night, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. We get fans on from different clubs, so that's very good. And also with the Burnley game, there'll be a match day vlog Sunday morning as well. I forgot to mention that because I'm going, so it should be good.
Good to go.
Where can people find you, Haz?
Well, on a Monday or a Wednesday.
Actually, no, where can people find
sorry,
you?
I meant on your show. I was like, okay, sorry, I want to show a lot. I want to show a lot. Sorry.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're a last minute substitution. Something Ange needs to deploy.
I'll come on off the bench on the weekend. But
can you play up front? Do you have pace?
Yeah, I did, but I'm probably more like Sonny.
There you go.
I've lost a bit of pace. To be honest.
No, you're in. You said yes.
Okay. So you can find me at Hotspur TV. I do streams and mainly match reaction shows at the moment, like videos at the moment. So my match reaction for tomorrow's game will come out at some point, either on the Sunday morning or later in the day, depending on the scoreline most of the time. But because Spurs have been losing, I'm trying to put them on because they're always like depressing now. I'm just sitting there like, oh, we lost another game. It's the same football. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Goodbye. Subscribe.
Yeah. So please like and subscribe. I'm also on 300, so 4 more people go and subscribe. I'll be there. And yeah, come on, you Spurs. And please also subscribe to this channel too that we're streaming on Spurs Kings TV.
Yeah, big ups, big ups.
I'm actually hosting the match reaction tomorrow on this. So you'll find me actually tomorrow, 7 o'clock, 8 p.m. I'm not sure what time it's been set to host a match reaction. And yeah, so come on, you Spurs.
Out the Spurs. Cheers, guys.
I'm the Spurs. Thank you guys for having me.
Have a nice weekend. Hopefully Spurs don't ruin it tomorrow.
Come on. Yeah. Don't say that. I'm sure they will.